Southampton versus Arsenal. Here we go again, back in the FA Cup, back from the international break. And tell you what, I think that international break couldn't have come at a better time for my mental health. Genuinely. But at the same time, we've now got a few more issues to worry about. Because you look at the injury list that came in, and all the people that had to be recalled, and part of me always does hate international break. And I think everyone hates international break because that is the moment where you're looking at a lot of games, especially friendlies, by the way. Friendly international games are so pointless. But you look at those games and you think this player's going to get injured, that player's going to get injured, and it keeps happening to us. We've got to find a way to break this international break curse because every single time a player always comes back injured. Now, as things stand, when we look at our injury list, Eberechi Eze, Noni Madueke, Pierre Nkapie, Urian Timber, Martin Odegaard, and of course Mikel Mourinho, I'm getting a bit worried now because we're a few injuries away from another injury crisis, and that's the last thing that we need now. We need a fully fit squad, or at least a decently fit squad. And this right here, this injury list, it's not going to do. I'm hoping to God that a few of these players are back soon because we need them desperately. But for now, it's the FA Cup. It's against Southampton, and we've got to win. We need to get our second chance back at Wembley. Our second chance to win a domestic cup. And then after that, it's going to have to be put our first foot into the semi-finals of the Champions League, and then get the next 3 points in the Premier League. And Premier League is absolutely the objective for this entire team, especially for Mikel Arteta, who has come so close to it, second 3 times in a row, and he cannot afford to end second again. Now, I say this with Southampton, they ain't going to be no mugs, but they've also got to look at getting back into the Premier League at the same time. So if you're a Southampton fan, you're probably looking at this in 2 different ways. Either you're looking at this as your chance to go into Wembley, because that's where you're going to go if you beat Arsenal, or you're going to be looking at your opportunity to get back into the Premier League, which in that case you may rest a few players. It's hard to say exactly what they're going to do, but it's even more unpredictable what we're going to do, because we've got so many questions to answer. And probably the biggest question that we have to answer right now is which goalkeeper, gets the place. Which goalkeeper do we play today? Do you play your cup goalkeeper Kepa, or do you play your proven goalkeeper in David Raya? And that's a bit of a debatable one, and I don't think there's a correct answer to this because I can see both sides to this kind of story. One thing that I will say we have absolutely learned, and I think that lesson shouldn't have even had to have been learned, but one thing that that Mikel Arteta hopefully has learned is that you cannot play Kepa in a cup final. Never. And if we get past Southampton and go into Wembley again, that's when we stop playing Kepa. The second we go into Wembley. At that point, you play Raya. And I will not hear any like, oh, but Kepa, I won't hear it. I refuse to hear it. And now we've got this situation where I'm not sure what we're really going to do. Because again, a lot of these injuries, and I don't really know who's fit anymore or who's not. I don't know who's been recalled for their own safety and who's been recalled out of an actual injury. Obviously, I know Madueke came back injured, but apparently, from what I heard, it's not all that serious and he might actually be back. But you still have to look at these kinds of games that we've got coming up. Southampton, of course, we expected to win that one. Sporting, we're expected to win that one. And then you go back into the Premier League with Bournemouth. And all these games are must-win. It's a really hard ask for any player, to be told, right, these next 3 games, you absolutely have to win them. Or I wouldn't say absolutely have to win Sporting, actually, but you're better off winning that game early. But if you go 3 for 3 in that, we'd be putting ourselves in a really good position, probably the best position that we can be in right now. And still, it's a big ask for a lot of these players. Who, let's be honest, I don't think these players really have any experience winning any major silverware. So, saying what we're saying, asking what we're asking, and looking at the situation as it is, no one's saying it's going to be easy. But I'm mostly looking now at the Premier League because that is the title that is there for the taking now. You think about it this way. It doesn't just depend on what we do, of course, but if we win the next 3 games, then barest minimum, we're going to need a win and a draw. Barest minimum. We may have already even won it. Mathematically speaking, we could win it within the next 3 games if we win and Man City drop points in all 3 of their games. I don't think it will happen. Maybe they drop points against Chelsea, and maybe they drop points against Arsenal. I don't see them dropping points against Burnley, though. But if it goes down to Arsenal, and we win our next 3 out of 3, we're on 79 points. Man City, they would be, they could at most end the season on 82 points. So if we get 1 win and then 1 draw after that, we've won the league. It's a tall order, I know. But if Man City have lost against Chelsea and then lost against Arsenal, 79 points, we're expected to win the league at that point. And I know it's a lot of tall orders that are coming in. It's a lot of asking for us. And of course, being realistic, I expect Man City to drop points, but I expect us to drop points at the same time. But I'd rather we drop points when we've already won the league. So hopefully, these next 3 Premier League games, we can really focus on them. We can really get the 3 results that we need and see the Premier League out. But for now, FA Cup football, and we need to get, as I said, we need to get back into Wembley. We need to find a little bit of redemption in Wembley, because what I saw last time, what I saw before this international break was criminal. It was disgusting. I've never seen anything like that in a cup final in my life. And it hurt me more than one would think, because you would just think Arteta would know better. And that is one big concern that I have with Arteta as a manager. I think he's a decent manager, but I think he's so stubborn. He's so stubborn with certain things, and sometimes you just can't afford to be stubborn. Sometimes you've just got to learn your lesson. And I do worry that Arteta's refusing to learn. And I haven't seen any evidence of this yet, but I'm worried that that might be the case. Just knowing Arteta and knowing he doesn't listen, he doesn't often pay attention to the noise outside, even when he should. But for now, let's get into the starting 11, and this will be an interesting one because I don't think anyone will really agree fully on the starting 11. It's one of those kind of ones where it's like, it's too hard, it's too important to not lose, but not important enough to start your entire starting 11. So some people will probably start their full starting 11, but I think we need to look at that Sporting game as well. So in goal, I'm going to start us off with David Raya, because I think David Raya, we need him now. We need him to come in and prove to us that Arteta's not going to make the same mistake he did against Man City in the Carabao Cup final. Centre-back pairing, I'm going to start us off with Gabriel and Christian Mosquera. And I think the 2 of them will work nicely, give Saliba a really important break. On the right back, I'm going to start us off with Ben White. And I think Ben White, he obviously got booed when he played for the England game, and he didn't give a fuck. Let him come over here now and let him make something of himself in a domestic cup game. In the left back position, I've actually gone with Lewis Skelly. I think Lewis Skelly, we need to give Calafiori a break. We can't afford to lose Calafiori and Pierre Hincapié. In the midfield, I'm going to start us off with Christian Norgard, and I think these are the kind of games Christian Norgard will thrive in, and he hasn't let us down so far, to be fair with him. And Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice, there's no one on the bench who I think really replaces what Declan Rice gives us. And with that, I'm also going to add Bukayo Saka, I don't think I have... Actually, no, I changed my mind. Max Dalman. 100%. Give him an opportunity. With him, on the left side, I'm going to start with Martinelli. And I think Martinelli definitely has a bit to prove. And gives Trossard a good break. And in the middle between them, I'm going to go with... Who the bloody hell did I say I went with? It wasn't Eze, it was someone else. I can't remember who I went with now. I'll go with the striker, and then I'll see if I can remember who I went with in the middle. In the striker position, I've gone with why is my brain like this? I've gone with Jesus. That's his name. I've gone with Gabriel Jesus. And in the middle, I've remembered, I'm hoping that he's available for this game, because in the middle, I'm going with Odegaard, and Odegaard has a lot to prove for us now. But anyways, that is my match preview for Southampton versus Arsenal. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and comment, and please subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will see you for the match watch along for Southampton versus Arsenal. Goodbye for now.